Hey, this is Julie Claire and Paint Big Live Big, and I'd like to share with you a question that I'd like to put this question out to you. What would you do if you could do anything with paint? Yeah? What would you do? I'm going to read some of these without thinking. If you weren't going to think and you were painting, what would you do? What would you do if you weren't going to judge yourself and you let yourself do whatever was moving you to do that day and you weren't evaluating it? What would you do if you were free? If I said you can do anything you want to do? What would you say if you knew this wasn't the only painting you were ever going to do? That you could do another one next week or next month? That this was just one of many paintings that you could do, all that pressure that would go off of you, thinking you had to make a masterpiece. And there's another one. What would you do if you knew this has nothing to do with you making the masterpiece, the painting of your lifetime? What if you knew it had nothing to do with that? What if you knew that no one was going to see your painting? Even if they do, even if you end up framing it. What if you painted as if no one was going to see it? What would happen? What would happen? What would you do if you let yourself be childlike? Yeah, if you let yourself paint houses and stick figures or suns and circles, what would show up? What would that be like for you to paint like a child? Wow. What would it be like for you if you're going to express something deep and dark? Yeah, something that you've been carrying around and hasn't moved. You've worked it, you've done therapy, and you just feel like it needs to be in image form. It just needs to come out of the right brain. Without understanding it maybe, or even with understanding it, if you just needed to express something and weren't worried about it being light enough or pretty, but really let it be raw and honest, that's another way to go. And that's how I got started painting. What if you knew you weren't afraid of being too much? Or too little? Yeah, too much. Maybe you've been told, oh, you're too loud, you're too strong, you need to tone it down. What if you said, not in painting, paint can handle it? What would happen if you let yourself be too much? Or maybe too little. Maybe you're quiet. Maybe you don't feel like you're enough. Yeah, maybe you feel like you won't be able to do it. What if you let yourself show up anyway and paint anyway? And what if you knew there was nothing that you had to learn about painting before you painted? That you didn't actually have to know how to paint? It's so cool. All of these things walk into the studio with people in terms of what they want to do when they come to paint. And I'm just telling you, this is what I love to work with, these what ifs. What if you could do it, and creating a spirit that helps you go there. All right, thanks for listening.